Muri Zimbabwe, thank you so much. Ndozvazvinoitaka chirongwa chako The Men's Corner. Kusangana zvakare kuno musi wa1 June 2017 tapakati nepakati, right in the middle of the year. I hope you have achieved half of the things that you wanted to achieve in 2017 and looking forward to the other side of the year. Now counting down to Christmas and New Year, isn't it? How we love Christmas and New Year around the corner. Anyhow, for some of us here in the UK, we are just getting on to summer now. Nice and warm weather, and I hope Sekuru will be in good spirits today, because it's been quite nice the whole week actually. And for those in Africa, I know winter is just starting there, and people are whinging that it's cold there in Zimbabwe. I hope you guys can wrap up warm, because I know, especially in the mornings, it can be very cold there as well. Now, right, let's greet the panelists for today. We are expecting a few more people to come in as well, so that we can, the more the merrier, as we always say. I can hear a bit of feedback, but I think it's coming from South Africa somewhere. Sally, how are you?
Good evening, DJ Sodza. Yes, it's coming from me. I was eating my dinner. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. So how are you there?
I am very well.
Right. What
Very
sort
well.
of?
I love the winter.
You love the winter because it's nice and cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. So, I love winter.
Would you like to share with us what you've been having for dinner?
I had poached egg and cucumber and tomato sandwich.
Oh, a sandwich.
I don't cook at night time. We just have sandwiches at night time. Or soup. It depends.
All right. So you do have a heavy meal in the afternoon, is it?
Yeah, lunchtime. I make the main meal at lunchtime.
Yeah.
And then we just have something light at night.
Yeah. It's a good job you didn't marry Sekuru, because he wouldn't tolerate that.
He would. Because anybody come into my kitchen, I hit them with a frying pan. So
No. He won't come into the kitchen, but he'll be demanding a big portion of Sodza tonight.
Oh, he can have the Sodza. As long as he makes it.
No, he can't make it. Only women can make it in Sekuru's world. Well, in Sekuru's world, yes. Mukoma Wilbert, how is Manchester tonight?
Manchester is fine. How are you? How is everybody? Hi, Sally.
Hi, Wilbert.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I was on mute.
Thank you so much, Mukoma Wilbert. What's happening in Manchester? Anything to write home about?
Well, it's I think the people have coped very well with their bombing of 2 weeks ago. They are going to host a repeat of the same show with the same stars and a few others coming as well to help raise money to help those who were injured and bereaved, which I think is a really good idea. And
nice.
And apparently it's well supported, because the tickets sold out in 20 minutes.
Lovely. Yeah, that's very good. You're going to vote on Thursday, Mukoma Wilbert, there in Manchester?
Sorry?
Are you going to vote on Thursday?
Oh, I have already voted.
You've already voted?
Vote. Yep.
All right. Are you the Lib Dem or Conservative or UKIP for that matter?
In my area here, we have a really good Labour MP.
Okay.
I've met him, and he's really good. He's very competent, so I've got postal votes. So I've already voted.
All right. So you want to retain your Labour MP there?
Yeah. Andrew Quinn. He's really good.
All right, okay, that's good. So if I've got immigration problems, I can go to him. He can sort things out for me then.
I don't know whether he is an expert on immigration issues, but I'm sure if he can't help you, he may be able to point you in the right direction. I mean, he's really competent. He has been helping Jeremy quite a lot in this present campaign.
Yes.
And I hope that he wins again, because I find him very competent.
Yeah, I know that there was a mayor election there, and the Labour won as well, didn't they?
Yes, we got a Labour mayor in Manchester, and he won convincingly too. I voted for him, by the way, as well.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Mkoma Wilbert. Sekuru Masura Sego, Birmingham.
Thank God, salute and guide, apologize.
Sally, can you please apologize to Sekuru then?
Why? I haven't done anything wrong.
No, don't my biggest wait.
Sekulu. I'll microwave you, Sodza. Here we are. Kaswera kana maswera oh.
Interesting stuff. Sekuru, it's a very good start of summer, nice weather. I hope you are enjoying yourself there.
I always enjoy myself, except when the women start telling me to cook Sodza.
Yeah, when women start telling you to cook Sodza, I know that is.
Dollar. I told you I will microwave you, Sodza. Now stop complaining, okay? You sound like Moyo.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. Sekuru, I must say, I was on, as you know, I was doing some night shifts last weekend, and I did a night shift on Friday, and I was trying to sleep a little bit, but then I woke up, ate something to eat, and then the FA Cup was on TV, so I thought, let me watch what's happening here. And I just couldn't believe my eyes. There was this one guy I work with, he's a mad Arsenal fan, and I called him actually. I said, listen, is this Arsenal or it's another team that I don't recognize? Because the way they were playing, it's incredible. Was that really Arsenal, Sekuru, or was dreaming in that day on Saturday?
I'm sure it was not a dream. I think it was a nightmare, because we clobbered the Africa team.
I think I had a nightmare actually. I couldn't believe what I was saying.
we taught them a footballing lesson they will never forget.
Anyway, congratulations, Sekuru, on lifting the FA Cup, and also congratulations on retaining your most successful manager yesterday.
That's what is most interesting, because all the brigade, the went out to brigade is suddenly gone into hibernation. It's really good, because we are now dealing with our club as a team, not as an infiltrated organization like the ones you know from our country.
Sekuru, thank you so much for that. It's good to have you on the show tonight. Majokora Makasimba America, very good afternoon to you.
Kwakaita mariro musi weSaturday uyu.
Mariro eikomukoma.
Mariro chaiwo takashaya kuti zvabva nekupi.
No, I couldn't believe it. Actually, I thought it was going to be 5-6-0, to be frankly honest with you. But when I saw the way the game was going, first 10 minutes, I was shocked. Is this really Arsenal playing Chelsea here, or it's another team?
Tichiri kurecover. We are still recovering.
Yeah, it was so bad. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, welcome to the show. I'm told that your man Donald Trump is at it again. He's pulled out of this so-called climate change, which was signed in Paris.
That's what he has done. I think he, like we say, he makes sure that he does a blunder every day. He has just done it again. And honestly, I don't know where America will be when it's done.
Yeah, your pilot is maybe diverting you into, I don't know, into Indian Sea or something like that.
We are in trouble. And the world is in trouble, unfortunately.
Anyway, but it's good to have you on the show.
The world is laughing. And Germany is waiting in the wings to take over the leadership.
Right.
I love it. Because while they all struggling there, they leave Africa alone. We don't hear any more bad stories about how rotten Africa is. Now it's how rotten America is. So, yeah, Pambere Trump.
Okay. All right. Right. Vapfebve maswera seko muri kupi kwemi ku Birmingham kwenyu.
Ndaswera kana maswera wa DJ Sodza.
Yes, how is life?
Magadi, no, life is so far treating me well.
I saw your comments yesterday. I was watching the debate yesterday. You know, the political debate here in the UK, because I like to watch those debates because I learn quite a few things by just listening and watching what they will be having and what they'll be saying and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be voting on Thursday, aren't you?
Unfortunately, not. I'm out of the country on Thursday. I'm attending Africa Summit in Brussels.
Yeah. I'd forgotten that actually. We want to hear from you next Thursday when you are there of the proceedings which will be happening there.
True, no problem with that.
Thank you so much, Wapepe. It's good to have you here on the show. Mukanya ku Canada uko maswera say. Ko mukanya muri kufunga kuti muri mubako here. You see, ndo zvinonetsawo vana mukanya vanenge vakuda kutomhanya muminda mawani kundotana chibage. Mukanya muripo here?
Ndiripa mundinzwa.
Ndikati pamwe makumboita basa rekuba chibage chona.
Izvo ndo zvatinoita apa takutusira vakadzi tanotora vakadzi vevanhu vakatorwa.
Maswera sei mukanya?
Vakadzi vevanhu vakatorwa namukomana uyu ari kuzviti tipu sosve uyu akatora vakadzi vevanhu kuti achivadzosera.
Uyu ari kuzviti sosve uyu. Alright, mukanya maswera sei?
Ndaswera wakana maswera DJ kwakadii ikoko?
Aiwa, kuno kuri nine. I hope your family is doing well then.
Aiwa, kuno kutraine kuno.
Aiwa, tinozvikudza mukanya kana upenyu huri kufamba kudai so muine utano hwakanaka muchiuya pano kuzotipawo mazano enyu. It's great. Mukoma Bedford.
Yeah, DJ Sodza, kadiko.
Tiripo zvedu isai mike padhuze nepamuromo. Yeah, all you need to do is to just put your mic right in front of your mouth. We will hear you nicely. Right. Otherwise, maswera say.
Right.
Anditika.
Yeah.
You are happy with the decision that your boss has made now to come out of this climate change?
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think Trump is doing what he promised and is delivering on what he said he was going to do, and he's doing what is good for the American people.
Yeah. He's a good man, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing what is good for the American people, and I think it's the high time the world notices, so that we also start doing what is good for our own people.
Good. Aiwa. Thank you so much, Mkoma, for that. Yeah, he's doing what he promised to do, and he's steering steering the plane where he wants to go, which is quite good. Anyhow, guys, I know it might be a shock to you. I know all of you are on my, apart from Goma Benford, I think, but the rest of you are on our on my WhatsApp platform, Yemen's Corner. Goma Benford, I need to add you at some stage. I know that there's a lot of stuff that you were discussing on our forum there, but I just want to twist it a little bit. You know, the day before yesterday, no, it was yesterday actually, I saw it. Pastor Ivan Mawarire was on the side of the road somewhere in Harare there, and there was a young woman who was filling the potholes with some bricks and whatever, some stones and stuff like that. Basically what she was doing was trying to fill in the potholes. This is what they are doing now, especially in the CBD in Harare there. What now, when people are driving past, they will be stopping and giving him 50 cents, you know, 10 cents, 10 rand or whatever. So by the end of the day, she can take home maybe $5 or $4 or something like that. Pastor Ivan went there and he was making a video, you know, with that young lady who is, I think she's 21. And a young child there, a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old there. And he was alluding to the fact that this is what the government has reduced the nation to be. You know, the roads are not maintained, there's potholes, and this woman was there trying to fill these potholes. But, you know, we don't want to talk about that. What intrigued me was the comments that people were putting down. They were questioning Ivan Mawarire that if this woman was his sister, would he have done it to go and film that poor lady, you know, to showcase it to the world that look what she is doing here? Now, some were supportive, saying that it is just painting a clear picture of what is happening in Zimbabwe, so he is entitled to do that. But some people were saying this is, you know, not called for. Kwanzi is picking on poor people, using poor people to make name for himself. Why would he go and film? Someone said if it was his sister, would he have filmed that? I don't know. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but I saw it, and I thought, it got me thinking, Kuti, which side of the people here are maybe justified? I don't know. For some of you who haven't been in Zimbabwe lately, what they do is with these potholes, people will just go there and start, you know, trying to fill some majecha and matombo and bricks into some of these potholes. Then my drivers anenge ari kudarika, they will leave maybe asiyawo 10 cents, asiyawo 5 cents, asiyawo whatever, kaasiya ipapo, asiyawo kabhodhoro kemvura, ndizvozvo. You see? So this is what happened. I don't know kuti panemi mese muripa. Did you see that video? Anyone? Did anyone see that video?
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw it, Wapepe. What did you make of it?
I think there are two issues to it. One, I expect him to have sought consent from that poor woman. Because I think if he just took advantage of the situation, then that's really bad. However, if you are to solve an issue, obviously you need to sensationalize it so that the people out there, they see exactly the level of desperation on the ground and the extent of damage that the government has done. So there's nothing wrong with that. So, I mean, newspapers, they do that. media or falsehoods, they do that. So there's nothing wrong with that. But the most important thing is that consent must be sought from that individual. I would expect, I would expect maybe that might have happened, but knowing Africa, it is unlikely that consent was sought.
Okay, so you have got no problem with it if consent was sought, but then if consent was not sought, it is violating that poor woman's rights by just filming her and showcasing her to the nation without her consent. Well, thank you so much. I don't know if anyone saw that video. Sekuru, did you see it? What did you make of it?
You see, the problem is there are two sides of it. The young lady and the child on the side of the road there. They were a sorry sight, you know. You couldn't help but feel pity for them. But also the proponent, the proponent was politicking about it, and he was politicking on the wrong side of the politics that I believe in. He was saying the people in Zimbabwe don't know who to vote for. Why is this woman, many like this woman are suffering? I don't know if he says that and he says he's a political activist. Why doesn't he go the distance and say, vote for me if I'm the flag bearer so that I will sort this out? Rather than say the people don't know who to vote for and then leave the people in that suspense. What does he expect them to do? This kind of amateurism in politicking doesn't help at all, because it looks like you are promoting the opponent that you want to dethrone. Because when you say people don't know, Zimbabweans don't know what to vote for, and yet they are squeezed into this dungeon. What do you want people to do now? Because there's only those people that you are saying they know, they are those people that are saying vote for us, and they are saying don't vote for them because they are leaving you in this quandary. And then you don't come up and say, I want to be voted in so that I sort it out. And then he says, all of us must do this so that we look after ourselves. We can't. We pay taxes to the government.
So, Sekuru, it looks like you didn't like it.
No, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the political side of it. I was touched by the sorry side of the young lady. With all the trials and tribulations, but the messenger was not likable, because what the message that he was carrying, whether it was his own message or whether it was somebody else's message, it didn't sink well with me.
It didn't sink well with you. But Sekuru, you know, this is happening in Zimbabwe. You know, wakomana vanenge vari kugadzira murodi. And they want to ask you money. I never gave anyone a penny because someone had said, you don't know kuti tsotsi nderipi and munhu ari genuine ndeupi. You stop a car and they're starting to try and, you know, and get into your car. So I never stopped them. But you know it's happening, Junior.
I know it's happening. That side of the story, the issue of criminality and things like that. Aside, I was only commenting on the issues that were raised by the video presenter, and that's all I was focusing on. And then the side of the woman. But yes, the desperation in the country is such that anybody can do anything to try and to you into paying what you don't want to pay.
Aiwa. Sekuru, thank you so much. It's clear what you thought about it. And so you saw it?
No, sorry, I didn't see the video, but I can imagine that sort of thing happening. It is. I think the issue here is the woman herself, for her to find herself in that desperate situation where she desperately trying to earn anything, a living, whatever she can get by doing something like that. You can see this is the level of desperation that we are looking at. And I think in this particular case, it is a situation where you are saying, although you would want to help, let's be honest, if we are going to encourage it with the number of potholes in Zimbabwe now, you could end up with a situation where every time you drive 2 kilometers, you've got to have change and spend, $2 dropping money at every pothole. And let's face it, I've seen it happen in other countries, actually. In other countries, I've seen it happen in Sierra Leone, where they even go to putting some kind of barrier, a log across the road, so that you're forced to stop and pay something before you go. So you end up with a situation here where you're saying, is that what really where we want to go? Where people are so desperate that they are now becoming the thugs of the highway, where if you don't stop, the log is there. Even you were saying that you never stopped and you drove on, but I can tell you it's a matter of time. Next time they will pull a log across the road, you will be forced to stop. But is that where we really want to go as a nation, where everyone is now becoming a petty criminal, trying to squeeze every penny, every few cents they can get from their fellow men or fellow women. I think this is a sorry state of affairs. I agree with what Sekuru is saying there. Maybe even in this particular case, one is going to ask, what is his motive in filming it? Is it in trying to show the miserable situation in Zimbabwe, or is he just exploiting the situation for his own political ends? I think that is a pity. But nonetheless, the reality is this is where we are as a country. Zimbabwe has been declared now the poorest country in Africa. There's nothing to be proud of. And that kind of poverty is driving people into desperation, where they do some of the things that, if you ask that woman, even if she was my relative, would she want to do something like that? No. But if she's so desperate, what else can she do? And I think that is the miserable situation we are in.
Thank you so much, Mkoma Wulbe. I don't know, Sally, if you saw the video.
I saw it, okay, but I didn't watch it because I knew it was going to end up in a political thing.
Yeah. With a 4-year-old, baby on the side and all that, and filming all of them.
Look, he should have got her consent. Okay, that's number one. Number two, he could have made it into such a fantastic story about the ingenuity and the what do you call it? The strength of Zimbabwean woman, okay, and how they try so desperately to stay above the law, okay, and still fend for their children, okay. So he could have taken that whole video and he could have made it into something really, really special. Listen, if she was my sister, I would be so proud of her. So proud. And I'll tell you why. Okay? She's not involving herself in any crime. She's not turning to prostitution. Okay? She's not leaving her child alone in some shack somewhere, okay? She's there trying to earn an honest dollar. Okay? So I would be really, really proud of her. My heart breaks because Africa, things that happen, especially here in South Africa, you don't stop your vehicle even if you see somebody lying in the road. Okay? You either go around them or you go over them. But you don't even slow down. Because I tell you something, you stop your vehicle, you will end up, if not dead, you will end up raped, you will end up hijacked, your vehicle is gone, and everything that you own. They have even stripped people's clothing off them and left them naked. So, you don't stop in South Africa for anything. If there's a pothole that is bigger than your vehicle, you swim through it. Okay? You just do not stop. You know, after midnight in South Africa, you don't even stop at a red robot.
All right. Thank you so much, Sally.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Right.
Another thing, hold on, can I just finish? Another thing, if you don't want to give her money, okay, and you know that she's there, all right, then have a little packet of groceries, some rice, some cooking oil, some sugar, something like that, and you can give it to her. Okay? That's another way if you don't want to give her money. That's another way of doing things. But I tell you something, I'm very, very proud of her. My heart breaks that she has to do that. But I'm very, very proud of her. And I think people need to look at it in that fashion. Okay? But my heart breaks for her. My heart breaks that she has been reduced to that level.
To that level.
All right.
Thank you so much, Sally. Right, for those that are just tuning in here, we've got other things that we want to talk about, quite a lot of them. But I saw a video yesterday where Pastor Ivan Mawari, you know him, he was filming a young lady with a young child on the side of the road, and saying that this is what Zimbabweans have been are resorting to now, trying to fix the potholes on the roads, and hoping that the passerby, those in the cars, can feel pity for them, and because they are doing something to cover up these potholes, for the driver to have a safe journey. So the drivers could, stop over and give them a 10 cents, give them a 50 cents, and all that. And they spent the rest of the day there. And so he was filming the lady and saying that, he has left him something, as he was left the lady something as well. And then he changed the topic to say, so people, you need to know who to vote for. But he was not telling people who he thought people should vote for, which Sekuru has alluded to, that you are saying and all that. But he was not specifying who to vote for. But anyhow, just to keep you in touch, because I can see a lot of people are joining in. They might be wondering what are people talking about in a minute. I also want to hear from Mkoma Tawanda. Mkoma Tawanda, I don't know if you've seen the video.
To be honest with you, I didn't see the video, but from
the explanation,
what you're saying, what you've described, my take here, I will not focus on the young lady.
Okay.
Because the person who has made this video go viral is Mawarire himself. Of course, definitely I feel sorry for the young lady, because I definitely think that someone is taking advantage of her, and she's being exploited. But Mawarire himself epitomizes what has become of the citizen movement, the once vibrant citizen movement. They've become defunct, and they've become so desperate to remain relevant that they are clutching at anything that is around them or that is closer to them, so that they don't sink into oblivion, and people don't forget about them. They are moving around looking at anything that they can use to remain recognizable in the Zimbabwean political arena. 1 year ago, Mawarire and the other citizen leaders swept, the Zimbabwean political arena, and we all thought this was it. This was the missing link in our political situation. And no sooner had these people come in, did they realize that this political ground that we have in Zimbabwe is not the same as everywhere else. They were easily penetrated and infiltrated by the system, by the government. And most of them are now nowhere to be found. It is a fact that the citizen movement in Zimbabwe has died down because most of them sold out, including him, Mawarire. And I promise Mkwananzi, very prominent at the beginning, commanding very big crowds. But we also what he did during the bond note fight. Instead of having a public meeting with the governor, they ended up having a secret meeting with the governor. Not only one meeting, but 2 meetings. And it is said that that was when they sold out. Because after that, we never heard about Promise Mkwananzi. Some of the people who were supporting him here, I know them, I know the people, they are my friends. They just dropped him like a hot potato. That is why you found Promise Mkwananzi is no longer relevant.
Mukomatawanda, no, I want you to tell us a bit more about what you're saying here. Are you telling us here that all these people were paid off by ZANU-PF somehow? What evidence have you got to tell us that?
That's one of the evidences what I just described. The people who follow what has been happening during the bond note struggle, the bond note fight, Promise Mkwananzi and his team, including Linda Masarira, were supposed to have a public meeting with the Reserve Bank governor. They did not do that. Instead, they opted to have a secret meeting with the governor and some government officials. And we questioned that. People questioned that there was a fight on social media about that. And they did not end there. They had another secret meeting again with the government, and they were promising people that we are going to do something about this. We are actually, doing something that is for the people of Zimbabwe. And they even said, "Oh, on the 30th of November, you are going to see. We are going to come up with a game changer." They never came up with a game changer. The bond notes were introduced, and we knew that Promise Mkwananzi, Linda Masarira, and the other group had sold out. And that was the end of Promise Mkwananzi. The people who were supporting him here, who even bought him the Subaru that he's driving, which I know, and if people continue to say, "Oh, Chief Sosha is lying," I can even bring the receipts. They dropped him like a hot potato because everyone on social media, everyone in Zimbabwe realized that he had sold out. That's why even now we don't even hear anything about Jamuka. Even Pastor Mawarire, that's why when he came back, there were more people, there were more journalists at the court than the people. Where had the people gone? The people lost confidence in the citizen movement. And that's exactly what I'm just trying to describe here, that Pastor Mawarire, they are now just trying to remain relevant by using that young lady. And that is very, very unfortunate. The citizen movement has died in Zimbabwe. It's gone.
It's gone.
And I don't think it will come back.
Okay. Ayuwa, thank you so much, Mkomatawanda. Very powerful words there. Mkoma Benford, did you see the video?
DJ Sodza, ndakangoona headline yacho. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people with anything to do with Mawarire, I don't pay attention to. I think since that time when he abandoned the people of Zimbabwe, I made a decision that I'm not going to pay attention to whatever he does. So I saw the headlining and I just skipped it over.
Aiwa. Pakanaka and notenda zvikuru Mukoma Benford. Right. Muri Zimbabwe zvandakuita panapa ininika regai ndimboti pindei muchitoro ndabva imomoka pane nyaya zvakare yandakaona. I'm sure Vapfepfe, you're still here, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I saw what you posted as well on Facebook, a statement that was written by my namesake, Luke Tamborinyoka, Achita condemn what I think it was in the Herald, saying that Mwana, the daughter of Changirai and his husband, was awarded some tender of some sort by city of Harare without going through tender processes. And we want to talk a little bit more about that. And maybe you guys might shed the light, because I thought, well, is this the start of, do you think it was a smear? It could have hit you ZANU PF, or this really must be investigated to the full? And also want to know what implications can that have on Tsvangirai's leadership. That is coming soon after this short musical break. We'll be back.
Whatever it might be, totally depends upon you. For sustenance regarding daily life, daily living, wait upon you. Oh yes, we wait upon you, so you may give us our meat in due season, our eyes, they focus on you, Messiah, to give us meat in due season. Messiah, Jesus Christ is my Savior, I know. Jesus Christ is my Savior, I know. Jesus Christ is my Redeemer, I know. I know my Redeemer, I know. I know my Savior, I know. It is my season of redemption. It is my season of rejoicing. It is my season of abundant grace, 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 abundant grace, 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 abundant grace.
Make the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com.
It is a Thursday, and you know what that means. It's a men's corner show with yours truly, DJ Sodza.
Azire vakuru ramba varaira zvikazonzi nemufano wechidika anonzi Dr. T ndamba kuzora bhata akadzipwa nerofu unokuzodzipirweiko tiri pano pa Zimnet Radio tina DJ Sodza vachizora bhata tichizora tichinakirwa ko tiri machindaka tinenge tichinakirwa zvimama zviri pasaidi zakade.
Right, as you say, it's 7 minutes before 11, Kunoku United Kingdom. I've got some breaking news for you, Sekuru. Sekuru, are you there?
Yes.
I've got some breaking news for you. It has just been reported that Mesut Ozil will sign a £280,000 a week new contract with Arsenal in the next week. This is from a very credible source here.
And Alex Sanchez will also sign a 300,000.
No, that one hasn't been finalized yet. Thank you so much, Sekuru. Zimbabwe, but there's some serious issues that we are talking about here. We are told that mwana wa Tsvangirai akaidila madeals mu Harare to get a tender. He was awarded a tender by the city of Harare, and I think it was in the Sunday Mail or something like that over the weekend. But I saw a statement from Tsvangirai's spokesperson, Luke Tamborinho Karakuti Aiwa. All those were false allegations trying to diminish the name of Save Vamogen Tsvangirai. I don't know, maybe I might start with you, Apepe. Maybe you've got some inside story that we might not know here. Is what I'm talking about new to you?
No, it's not new.
And can you explain to our listeners what actually happened?
Well, I was not surprised. ZANU-PF has nothing new to offer to the people of Zimbabwe as we approach the 2018, other than the usual rhetoric and the propaganda. This story, what they are talking about, they also, this is not the first time that it has found itself in the government newspapers. This time around, they are talking about the daughter of Mbai and the husband. Before, they talked about Tsvangirai's son. For the same deal that they actually published this week, and you can see the way ZANU-PF hand in the government media in trying to peddle propaganda with the hope that such lies will stick on the President Morgan Tsvangirai. However, let me make it very clear to say, people of Zimbabwe, I think they are not stupid, and I think they've suffered enough, and they can now distinguish between lies, facts, and propaganda. Thanks that we now have got social media, thanks that now we've got the penetration of technology, so people can always verify information that is published by the government, unlike before. So nothing of that sort happened, and the office of the president has made it very clear, and any person or an organization or any journalist or press can actually verify with the state of Harare whether any such tender was awarded to Tsvangirai's daughter. It is in the public knowledge, and they can always, if they want, they can actually approach state of Harare. Other than that, what we can say is that MDC have been resolute in terms of being anti-corrupt, and as seen by how we have swiftly dealt with corruption within the ranks of MDC, both in Chitungwiza by suspending the entire council, in Bindura by actually suspending key council members within Bindura when it was apparent that corruption was creeping its head. And in most cases, it was the ZANU-PF themselves infiltrating within the MDC Council. And I can also allude to the fact of the recent matter this week. MDC has moved quickly to Bulawayo City Council to make a directive for the mayor that the council decision to buy 2 vehicles for the mayor at a time when the city of Bulawayo is reeling under funding, and that the essential services are not being delivered because of funding. So MDC has directed that the car, one of the cars, be sold so that the money can actually find itself to service the delivery of the city of Bulawayo. And this is what we are, and we continue to be on the side of the people and not on the side of the politicians.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Mukoma Wilbert, did you see that newspaper, or else did you hear about this story?
I think I saw the headlines. I didn't read it, Sango. But it's interesting that that a story like that will come out. But particularly if we also look at, I don't know whether, I'm sure most people would have read the story about Bona Mugabe being appointed directors of a bank and then of this censorship board and so forth. So, you know, in this particular case, if they were trying to say what Tsvangirai did in this particular case, he had no influence. What about Mugabe Pachak, what he was doing with Bona? He has got influence in those areas. So, you know, the corruption, I don't see how Tsvangirai could be saying he's corrupt when he's not in any position of power or influence. I mean, if we are going to start being incredible about everything, you know, where we're saying if you are somebody's son, you should not be doing honest business. It's ridiculous, you know. So I tend to read whatever the Herald say with a pinch of salt, you know. And in fact, in most cases and in most of the stories that they emanate from the Herald, I just ignore them personally. But in this particular case, I wouldn't be surprised to find it's unfounded. It's just trying to create the impression that there is corruption within MDC, even if when there's absolutely no information to back it up. And meanwhile, they're ignoring the real serious corruption that is happening within ZANU-PF. You know, I find this Herald story is absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. Okay. Thank you so much. Sally?
Yes, DJ Sodza.
Yes, Sally, did you hear the story? Did you read the story? And what did you think of it? Did you think this is a smear campaign, or it must be investigated properly?
Do you know what? I read headlines, and when it's coming up to 2018 elections, okay? That's number one. Number two, seriously, I mean, you know, the pathetic thing is that these reporters that are reporting this cuck, okay, are really making fools of themselves, because all you've got to do to verify the story is go to the city council and find out about the tender. It's there. It's public knowledge, like Fefe said, okay, or go wherever you have to go to find out about it. I mean, you know what? I'm getting old, okay? And it takes me maybe 5 minutes to read the story. That's 5 minutes of my life I'm not going to get back. So I read the headline, and when it starts all this, this child has done that. What about their daughter, old Bona? Huh? The son, I mean, the husband is sitting as head of Air Zimbabwe. I don't know what he's done, okay? It's supposed to have corrected everything, and now we're supposed to have a fantastic airline. Now she's the She's on the new board of censors. Ha! Please. And now she's a CEO on a well, not a CEO, a director in the new Africa Youth Bank. I mean, please. And her mother is bunging people off land in Mozambique. So, I mean, seriously, report about that, okay? Write the truth behind those stories. Not some cooked up fantasy of slamming Changurai's family. And Changurai's not the mayor of Harare. So his daughter, how is... I don't understand. I'm telling you.
You don't understand.
I have suddenly decided. I've suddenly decided that Trump and Mugabe and Trump followers and Mugabe followers are exactly the same.
Ah, okay. Vamoyo, we have some
degree in the 3 Bs.
Vamoyo, we have something to say about that in a minute. Vamoyo, have something to say about that.
They can say whatever they want.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sally, for that. Mukoma Benford, what did you make of the story?
Yeah, no, my tabasa DJ. To start with, let me say, it is not a problem kuti mwana wa Changirai to attend the city of Harare. She is a citizen like anybody else, like you and me. It's not going to be there for that tender. It becomes a problem when normal procedures are not followed, as was claimed in this in this story. That is when it becomes a problem. It is also not a problem that Bona Chikore is put on any body in Zimbabwe. She is a Zimbabwean. She has a right like anybody, like you and me. But again, let me finish. Again, it comes to the same issue, Yoguti, the process that was followed. That is where it becomes a problem. Having said that, my worry on this show is our panelists are quick to say it's just a smear campaign, and we are dismissive. It means we are giving certain leaders immunity to scrutiny. Okay? Let this issue be investigated. If she's innocent, she will be proven innocent like anybody else. That way, it gives confidence on the people. The other point that I wanted to say, what Pedro was saying, MDC councils, have been doing well in terms of curbing corruption and stuff like that. The fact that an entire council had to be dismissed shows that the way they're operating within MDC council is just similar to how ZANU-PF is doing business. And they have to do a lot more showing confidence they run. Otherwise it's the same thing. And for me, that is the worrying thing at all with the MDC and Morgan Changirai. Because the way I look at it, just replacing ZANU-PF with another ZANU-PF-like leadership that will not take us anywhere again. So,
DJ, can I ask?
As I finish my comments, let's get this from the beginning. No one should be immune to scrutiny. Whether uri Changirai, whether uri Mugabe, and upon accusation, my journalists, you might want to say, this is Sunday Mail, Herald, this and what, but that is their purpose. They investigate, and it comes from investigating journalists. In this case, if somebody said there is some corrupt activity within the city of Harare Council, let that be investigated.
Okay, I think you wanted to respond to that quickly so that I can do Fambiramberia.
Yes, I just wanted to say that that illusion of saying MDC and the ZANU-PF are the same. based on what I've said for Chivhu is that the entire council when it was fired. Let me just quickly comment on that. People must understand that having been ruled by a corrupt government for the past 37 years, the mindset of Zimbabweans needs to be changed. And that change of mindset takes time. And it only needs a very strong leadership, a very strong ideological based party to fire its own people, right? And that is a good example of the right direction. And MDC cannot be equated to ZANU in that case, because ZANU-PF will never fire its own people. It will always operate with impunity. So that is what I wanted to comment on.
All right. Thank you so much. Right. Mukoma Tawanda. What did you make of it? Do you think it was a smear, campaign? I think they should just go and, tried, and if they're found to be not guilty, so be it. If they're found to be guilty, but let's not jump. It is a smear campaign.
We are getting into 2018, and as we get closer to 2018, we are going to see and hear more of these cases. And as Zimbabweans, we should definitely take note of this and look at everything critically before we criticize, before we make decisions. We are dealing with a regime, a government that is very good at creating situations, that will make the people of Zimbabwe turn against the very people who are supposed to save them. We have seen this happening. It has happened before, and I can tell you we have more of these cases as we approach 2018. So, having said that, let me also take this opportunity to thank the MDC for what they are doing in terms of stemming out corruption. It's not easy to fire an entire council. ZANU-PF has failed in all these years to even have one person who has been accused of corruption go to jail or even fired. We have a list of them. We all get excited when people are talking about Jonathan Moyo, when people are talking about the corruption in ZANU-PF, Zana Supermandoanzira, and Ebro. It's a long list of people in ZANU-PF who have been accused of stealing. And it will be very clear that these people have stolen. It was very crystal clear that Jonathan Moyo diverted funds that were meant for higher education to fund ZANU-PF activities. But where is he? He's still there. We got excited on social media and we thought he was going to go to jail, and we even discussed it here. Oh, Jonathan Moyo is gone. Jonathan Moyo is gone. Kaskwere is going. Kaskwere is going. ZANU-PF doesn't do that. ZANU-PF takes care of its own, and it always defends its people one way or the other. There we are having a party that is not even in government, but that is leading by example. That is exactly what we want to see. And coming back to the issue of Manoa Changirai, like is it Mkoma Benford or whoever, was saying, nobody should be immune to being investigated when there are accusations. If it is true that that is what happened, then let the law take its course. But what I know, Herald is Herald. It's owned by a government that is in control of everything. If it was true, I'm telling you, they would have come up with all the documents, with all the evidence, and it would have been splashed in the Herald. The fact that they didn't go that far, they didn't do that. Personally, I suspect that it's just a smear campaign. I'm just suspecting.
It's a suspicion.
But let the law take its course, let the investigation be done, and then after that, people can comment. But again, let me warn Zimbabwean people that let's not be derailed from what we are supposed to be focusing on. Let us not be cheated by ZANU-PF, because they've done that before. they've come up with stories about Tsvangirai. They've even photoshopped Tsvangirai with some women at some park in Gweru, saying, oh, he was with some women. That's how desperate this government can be. So let us be careful.
Okay, aiwa. Ndatenda zvangu mukoma tawanda for that. Vamoyo mukaseko ku Australia.
Damugongo square sewe koko.
Aiwa, isu tambuswera zviri nani isu. Mainzwa nyaya iri pano iyi. I was reading a copy of the Sunday Mail the other day, and they were saying that mwana waTsvangirai Wimbai and the husband anonzi Batsirai, they were awarded a tender by Harare City Council, and they were paid some corrupt money there and all that. Vamwe vari kuti hanzi inenge yanga iri simiye kungoda kungodzikisira Tsvangirai pasi. Vamwe vari kuti aiwaka munhu akanga apomerwa mhosva vanofanira kuti vaende kumatare edzimhosva kuti vandoprovwe guilty or not guilty there. What's your take on it? Manzwa zvataurwa namukoma Tawanda kuti he suspect kuti it is his man.
It always never stops to amaze me when we follow these cases. In the first place, mwana waTsvangirai is not a minor. She's an adult. And from what I've just gathered, anenge anotone murume wake. Nemhuri yakewo. Kana munhu achinge atone mhuri yake, atone musha wake wakazvimirirawo. Ko mhosva dzake dzinogozonzi ndedzoTsvangirai pakuita sei? Where are the two linked? Kuti ma-relatives. I don't think the whole clan can go to jail. To me, it doesn't make sense. And I think we tend to make these issues simply because we are too much concerned with personalities and not issues. We are not factual. We are merely going about persons and personalities. And that has actually made our political endeavors quite derelict and difficult to prop up and follow. Most of the times we are bordering on petty and trivial personal issues. Mwana waTsvangirai, like I said before, is an adult. Ane right dzakio zvokuti izvo zvikuru kuti suppose it's investigated and it's found kuti yes, there is a criminal act there. There's no Tsvangirai can go to jail on behalf of mwana wake. So I don't see why we should even waste time there. Now, can I think in a case to answer? There are procedures for whoever thinks a crime has been committed, he has the right to go to court and kunomusungisa ikoko. Asina kuenda ikoko, it means hapana mhosva. We have a lot of cases where there are allegations being thrown around and what have you, and the people don't go to court because they know there's no evidence. So in this case, she has not been charged. Nobody has gone to court. So how does this become Tsvangirai's problem? How does this become Tsvangirai's issue? And like what Mkoma Benford has said, whether Ndibona kana kuti ndiani, they are all Zimbabweans with the same rights as anyone else. Hakuna ne more rights and hakuna ne less rights. So we cannot say so and so does not qualify or does not deserve this simply because mwana wa Ningika. To me, that is so low. We will have sunk so low. It's not even worth anything. Let's deal with the matters and the facts around the matter, not because of personality. Because to me, this does not take us anywhere, and most of the times we are doomed because of these trivial personal attacks and personal followings.
Aiwa. Parakunzikwa ndatenda zvangu wa moyo ne contribution yenyu. Mukoma tichire gaindi tanga nekuti makorokoto kwa muri.
Tinotenda zvikuru.
Yeah, okay.
Mwara wakationa tatanyanya kusekwa.
Mama nyanya kunyadzisa ka.
Kusekwa. Kunyadzisa pe.
Muri Timombe, and I'm sure you're happy that your manager has pledged to be there for eternity. Oh, okay. So
and I was very to see our fans vakazara Wembley yese yakangiri red and white, blue and white yakabvira yakajikwa kare, even from the fan attendant.
And then where did that performance came from? We were waiting for it all season.
I know that adrenaline hopefully next year will be great.
It looks like the boys were playing men on that day.
They were really good.
Anyway, Mkomatishi, thank you very much to be here, and we are glad to have you. We missed you last week. I don't know what was happening. Maybe you were too drunk to come on show.
Sometimes I am like that, yes.
Ah, okay. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. You need to tell us what sort of beer you drink so that we can send you some at some time.
1664.
1664. Is that the German beer?
Yeah, it is Austrian.
Austrian, okay. Now, Mkomatishi, we've got other issues that I want to discuss pamberapo right now, but I want you to be brief. Ningai mwana wa Tsvangirai yakabuda mu Sunday Mail, and wana Tsvangirai vakabuda vari kuikondema kuti it's just a smear, but vamwe vari kuti it's just, it's an ordinary story where someone can be accused of something. All they need to do is to go to court and clear their names. What do you make of it?
I mean, it's not something to be trivialized as some wanted to make you believe. In no sentence, and I've tried as much as I possibly can to educate on this. There is no other party in Southern Africa that is very, very, very efficient on false flag operations like ZANU-PF. Once you are busy looking at all those allegations, founded or unfounded, they are busy doing other things that your attention has been swayed away from. Now, to come back to the issue of whether the issue of Tsvangirai's daughter is a worthy issue or a semantical issue, it is absolutely right there on top. For the simple reason that the father is a well-known presidential aspirant for many years. And if by relationship, his own counsel as MDC leader is found wanting in terms of cronyism that is based on nepotism in favor of Mr. Tsvangirai is anything to go by, it's a reflection on Mr. Tsvangirai. It's not a question of will go to jail on his behalf or not, but it has a direct impact on how a council that is run by councillors from the party of which Mr. Tsvangirai is president is allocating his family business favors of that nature. So it is a very, very big issue. And it's right that people are talking about it, evaluating it, analyzing it. But by the same token, it's also right, as Nkoma Benko said, that they be subject to the same kind of scrutiny. Whilst that is relevant, it is also important to find out who is raising those issues. Because when such matters appear in the Herald as of recent past, it is a false flag operation. They are running these false flags against themselves. If you look at the Kasuku saga, you look at the Mandichi Mene saga, you look at the Chris Muchanga saga, we are now having to deal with everything that state media churns out and take it with a pinch of salt and analyze it a bit further. Sometimes even when they are genuine and someone has committed a crime or broken the law in one way or the other, we now have to just view it suspiciously if that person is not a member of ZANU-PF. But even now, we no longer even can have confidence, even if it's a member of ZANU-PF who is about to be fired or have a vote of no confidence in. So the issue of false flags, until after the elections, will always be order of the day in state media. And it's right that you question that. It's right that we look at it. Now, coming to the actual nitty-gritties of the matter itself, the city of Harare is going to set down rules and procedures or what they call operational guidelines that they follow in terms of how they allocate tenders. They actually have their own mini tender board chaired by a member of the council, and with the technocrats from the city treasurer, etc., and the city engineer taking part. A properly constituted body within council. So at the end of the day, if that body is the one that is complaining, then we have to stand up and ask what is going on. But if it's just Herald speculating, then we have to again look at it from the usual mischievous point, where we know ZANU-PF has got well-planted people everywhere that can actually defend its position, no matter how shallow and immoral it may be. So at the moment, the issue is who is the complainant, the Herald or the regulators within council, the well-constituted people that run council. Are they the ones complaining to say, this has been given without going to tender? Is it allowable under the Urban Councils Act? Would Josephine Mugabe, the principal officer within the office of the mayor, allow it? Would any of the directors within council allow it? Would the city treasurer allow it, knowing that the minister is not from their party and will definitely invoke the Urban Councils Act when that comes to attention? I suspect that it's a false claim. Everything about it is absolutely false. It bears no truth of law at all, or it takes everyone for granted.
Okay, Mkomatichi, thank you. Vamoyo, you had given strongly there muchitaura kuti mimi this is a non-issue. Manzwa zvatsanangurwa naMkomatichi kuti it's a real issue. Would you like to counteract that?
No, I don't have to counteract anything. He is not a final arbiter of anything. He is an individual who has the same rights to his own personal opinion as anyone else. So he is merely expressing his own personal opinion, and he has rights to that. So I don't have to counteract anything. That is his opinion. But the fact of the matter still remains. You could, the case was reported by a newspaper. And the newspaper does not take anybody to court. And it does not amount to a crime in any way. So in this case, what I was saying initially still stands and remains the same. You could, the allegations in newspapers are allegations in newspapers. These are our own opinions, which will end up just being that, our opinions. And the people on the ground, they know what they are doing, they know who did what and all that. So yeah, he is entitled to that, but that is his personal opinion, and that's how he would want to see things done.
Okay. Mamsa tapedza here Mkomatichi.
Mkomatsodza ndichitaura zvese zvanabhona in the same token era. Ndasati ndapedza
aiwa chitai gaga sekuru wamirira.
Nyaya yekuti hanzi is a non-issue can only be said conveniently by ZANU-PF when it suits them. Pasina nyaya yekuti bona akapointwa kwese kwamama akadzimira muchitarisa zvaMorgan Tsvangirai nemhuri yake vasina simba racho rekuita zvekutaura. Ane simba the appointing authority in Zimbabwe akatoita kuti izvo mwana wake without any background or experience in the field, Arkungopinda from Norway to number 1 without gaining any experience. Arkungopinda from Norway to number 1. Director, censorship board, director ku bank. Zvatoringana ikoko. No stories. Vanhu vakuru, they are Zimbabweans. They are entitled. No, they are not entitled. It's immoral for a president to abuse their authority. There are more deserving people that have been in those industries for many, many years who deserve to be appointed on pure merit and can actually make the meaningful contributions that will take our country somewhere. It is wrong to appoint Bona to any such substantive senior position. It's completely unethical. It's a nepotism.
Amen.
It's absolutely hogwash to try to whitewash that as though it's a privileged Zimbabwean position. It's completely unprincipled and unethical and undeserving and unmeritorious.
Amen. Amen. And amen.
No, he seems to have the right zest and drive. Why don't you go to court in Komatish?
No, I don't want to make a stupid argument about this.
Okay. So it's a closed case now.
For me, it is.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Ndikakwenda pana Sekuru. Sekuru, mainzwa nyaya iyi. I know kuti you might have some information about nyaya dzemwana watsvangirai. Vamwe vari kuti hanzi it's a non-issue here, but vamwe vari kuti it's a real issue which links vatsvangirai as well. What is your side of what's your take there, Sekuru?
My take on people in power, children, is that whatever they do will always have a contagion effect on their parents. That's number one. Because they are in proximity with the center of power. They are likely to receive certain favors that ordinary people can never ever dream of accessing. So it is only right for them not to be protected because of the power or the authority that their parents wield. Be that as it may, that is the principle that I subscribe to. But be that as it may, we also know that ZANU-PF has got control over the media, and they use the media to smear competitors of that with the false accusations. Therefore, whenever we hear the allegations coming from a ZANU-PF controlled paper, we should put up our defenses and scrutinize it and thoroughly agree that there is a case or not a case. If there is a case, then it should be prosecuted. In this particular instance, I challenge the Sunday Mail editor and whoever is responsible to report this matter to the police so that, or to the Anti-Corruption Commission, so that it can be properly investigated. But then we know that there is this person, Zinguni, Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission. Akatobawo South Africa. He stole something from South Africa, and then he is the fugitive of the South African law. And he comes here and he gets appointed onto the board to investigate other thieves by ZANU-PF. And then he is the one who is spreading around this rumor. Like Feve has alluded, they did not start today. The case started on Tangrai's son. It didn't wash. Now they've put it on Tangrai's and the hair husband. It is still not going to wash because we know that the company that they are quoting is owned by a ZANU-PF MP for Dhaka East, called the Steamer Technologies. It's managed by his brother, who is in Australia. So all these allegations are completely fabrications of the truth. But then you can't speak on behalf of another person because that person only knows what they've done. In this particular instance, I can put my head on the block and say, Tangrai's daughter and nothing to do with what is being alleged. If anything went wrong, it should be between the team of technologies. They should start with the owners or the directors of FIMA who are the Chakonas.
Now,
okay.
Let's move away from this thing and close it as it should be closed. This issue of corruption in the Harare City Council or in any other country must be investigated and should always be investigated. MDC is always investigated these councils and they recommended thousands or sanctions of its errand councillors. What we know is that some of them have been reinstated by ZANU-PF, even though they have been found guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Instead of the minister reporting them to as the authority, reporting them to the police for prosecution and to the law courts, he has actually rehabilitated them and they told them to work for ZANU-PF and to be protected. Now, when things like that happen, we then wonder why it becomes an issue for the mouthpiece of a party to complain about this trivia. How much is involved? 212,000. We know of millions that have been siphoned. We know of people who have been accused of stealing billions from the War Veterans Fund, and there were a commission of inquiry was staged, and their names were published. What happened? Chivhu is one of them. Mugabe is one of them. Vanhu vakapuwa ma-awards nehulchi vese vakazoitwa sei. What happened? We know there was a commission of inquiry in the House scandal. Mugabe was one of them. Grace Mugabe. What became of her? Because we know these are millions. I'm talking about millions and millions of money involved here, siphoned illegally. We know Mwana wa Mugabe has now been appointed. Mukwasha has been appointed the chief executive for Air Zimbabwe. Job Rajora advertised my interviews agaitwa, but who did the interviews and who appointed? The appointing authority is the same person who is in charge of our country. They were at Sarawak. He was the one director. How did she become a director? Nobody saw the advert. Nobody knew there was this bank coming, but she became a director. In proximity to power. Now, if we want to apply the laws, we must not apply laws selectively. If Mwanatangrai can be accused to this level, no government, and the same government does not accuse Mwana Mugabe for the same offense, we then start questioning how genuine are these accusations. But be that as it may, the MDC should not be digressed from the real issues. The real issues we are in a campaign period. And my politics, is a smear campaign game. So the zero sum of it is these are decoys for the MDC to pursue the line they have chosen to take, which is to defend this issue. Let them just leave it as it is. Let them, whoever is complaining, let them take the necessary steps to prosecute their matter while we still concentrate on the elections. That's what I told Luke about this issue.
Aiwa. Thank you so much, Sekuru, for that well-detailed explanation. Mukanya.
Makadiko.
Mukanya, you let me down earlier on.
Daita say.
Muripa live pa radio, Muruma studios, and you were chatting to other people, teachers, wireless. Mungapa madaro Mukanya.
Yo, Zaida by accident, I've got to mute.
Oh, okay, all right. Now, Mukanya nyaya taurwa mainzwa hii. Muri papi mimi, muri kusaidi kupi mimi. Kwesi miye kana kuti it's just an old story that we shouldn't be discussing about.
The politics in corruption zvakabatana. Zvinochidzana. Sometimes the definition yemunhu yecorruption it's based nekuti ndiani wacho aita corruption. Vamwe havaiti corruption vane mazita avanoipa. Saka zvazvinoita ndezvekuti unoona mwana waQueen akazvarwa nhasi weQueen uko.
Sorry vamukanya vanoiti networking.
Pane rimwe zita raikangana yaishandiswa kuZimbabwe ndaikangana zita racho. Enabling or something like that. Saka mwana waQueen akazvarwa nhasi yemuza kuti bhengi make makona mune $300,000 asina kana kusenza. Kaona vana Queen vaya even vana vemapresident vazhinji vanenge vakungowana madeals. I don't think there is anything unusual about that zviri kuitika kunana Bhuna kune vavava. Ndo masystems achona anotoripo chero in each country yaunoona ichiita izvo. Saka zvatinacho ende futi zvekuti muno munyika people commit crimes every day, but not everybody is protected. Always prosecution is selective. Vakada kuprosecuta munhu wese nemhosva majera acho andozara nemaprosecutor acho anenge achoprosecute achienda kujeri. So sometimes the prosecution is just it's a selective prosecution depending nekuti waitawo munyama wabarika wakamira sei. But based on that now ndeyekuti iye zvino izvi muZimbabwe dambudziko ratinaro nderekuti corruption yedu tiri kutora mutswanda duku. Saka zvino inozokurudza kuonekwa manje kuti dai kuri kuti corruption yacho inoitwa but then poitoka maservice anouya kuvanhu zvichiproducwa dai zvakadaro zvinoita but I mean ndo mamiriro azakatoita izvozvo. Chero tika down top our voices, I don't see anything that is going to change. And I don't comment futi sorry ndakudzosera emasure nyaya Evans Mawarira is all about himself and nothing else. That guy, people should just forget about him.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Kanya, for that. Zimbabwe, it is 19 minutes before the hour of 12 kunoku United Kingdom. Vadare ndoda kukupai very briefly kuti munditaurirewo kuti makazvionawo sei. Sekuru, the traffic light commissioning by Mai Mugabe kuChivhu, what did you want to say about that?
Ranzi, Mai Mugabe is going to Chivhu to commission a new traffic light, the first one in that country of that county town of Chivhu. The robot is going to be installed at the intersection of the road that goes to Kurabinda and the one that goes to Mashingo.
And Harare.
My issue of concern is Mai Mugabe is the president's wife. She comes from Chivhu. She is now going to commandeer all our resources, including the guard force yake, the ministers, nechichi kuitwa rally tichishandisa ma-state funds to commission a traffic light, one traffic light.
It cost $38,000, I'm told.
Yeah.
Sekunda ilambo kupindura iwe papa. Anondi kujamba here.
Pindura here.
Mbozi amukanya kuita macriticism nemamwe asina maturo kasekuru ndo pamunozorudza credibility. Kuti Grace anokomishina kuti kumusha kwangu ina be happy kuti kumusha kwangu at least kwaande light. Paita ma-accidents amunoziva muchida masvingo sekuru imi munoziva ndokuside kwenyu kuya. So why can't you be happy kuti now kwane give kuti kana richinda kuzofamba zvakanaka?
That is where the problem is. Wakurumiza kuvhunza. Inini I'm not worried about the robot itself. I'm not worried about the traffic light. or its installation.
What's wrong with the Grace Mugabe? Personally, they've done even because they've done that.
To commission a robo, a traffic light when they have got a president. No, look, the trivia is that in the way I'm looking at it, when we are a country and we are sending our top guys to a development project, it must be a top development project. But when we are sending our president's wife to commission a traffic light, where does that leave us in terms of our development program?
The hormonal campaign, I don't think Zirkuitika is a good. I don't want an opportunity for something. It's nothing serious. That is
not serious to you, Mugabe. It is a very serious issue to me.
Yeah, but as I say,
no. Okay. Regai tite one katoda kuti tipa wamwe wese mukana. I know kuti Sekuru, you've got a serious issue with that. Mukanya, I've got no issue with that. It's just a robot and she's going to campaign, so you're happy with that. What's your take on it?
I've got a serious misgiving. We are going to spend over 100,000 to commission 38,000, and we are going to send our most eminent lady in the country to commission it. And then we write about that in the national press. Develop. We are the second most developed infrastructure in Africa. Really?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
I think it is a laughing stock. Robot parody is not anything to write even in the newspaper. You know, is a headline. To mean a high-powered delegation. Kuno vura traffic light. Definitely shows, you know, the desperation. Yes, RPF. Desperation, they carry it down. Look at it. Here is a scenario. Just a few weeks ago, the president, Zimbabwe, is the second developed country in Africa, right? Do you think South Africa, or even Mozambique for that matter, let's even not go further. South Africa, Zuma, commission a robot.
Zuma.
Commission a robot. We're roundabout. It shows they are not serious at all. This is actually a mediocre. I don't know how best we can actually describe it, because it's totally bankrupt.
Chimirai, Wamoyo, what's your take on this one?
As always, I continue to marvel the actual mediocres trying to call somebody else a mediocre, because even they themselves, they are saying this is not an issue which is worth anything, and yet they are in the forefront to talk about the same issue which is not an issue. And the moment you talk about it like this is the political prominence that they are looking for people to talk about it, and then you are actually adding weight to her visit there by talking about it. And yet, if it was not an issue, it should not have been an issue in the first place. But at the same time, you guys could be very much out of touch with reality on the ground. You could see what has been happening on that spot, and what is the significance of putting that traffic light there, and because you are out of touch, yes, you will realize it. But for those people on the ground, it would mean a lot. If you think this is mediocrity and what have you, it means you now have material for next year's campaign. zvananera zvisiyana inazvo izvi. You are going for elections.
Please.
On the ground. Izaimatora mavidhiyo, torai mavidhiyo kuitira kuti panyatsoita concrete evidence chaiyo.
Vamoyo, let's have a conversation. So basically what you are saying, Mukanya have said kuti ivo vari kufunga kuti really Mai Mugabe is well within a right to go there and commission this traffic light / robot, you want to call it in Africa. Now if you say robot here, they will look at you and think, what the hell are you talking about? But anyhow, this traffic light, vamwe vari kuti Mai Mugabe should not be seen there. Imimi Murkuti, she has got all the rights to be there. Yes or no? I don't want to go kunana nera now. That's a different topic, Baba.
She has every right to decide where they are going to. I can decide that we are any right.
Okay.
Why would we put restrictions on other people? You are on a right, you are on a right, you are on a right. I mean, who are
because the country is bankrupt. That's why.
Which is
right. Okay. No, Mukoma Moyo. I think Mukoma Moyo wa answer question yao zvakanaka. Imukoma teach muri kuside kupi.
Kwa mnanga vunze.
Ini ndangito propose kuti atodaidzwa kundizo the Grace Mugabe robot of Chivhu.
Ah, okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. If people are okay with that, no problem. I thought that was a question. Anytime come.
Mataura inizvisizwa mataura nevamwe vataura sekuru vabvunza mubvunzo wakapusa chaizvo vati traffic lights will cost 38,000. Service will be mobilized, mapurisa provincial what my youth brigade murabadada wemotikari dzemazanupf. It will cost more than 100,000. It is just a rough estimate to commission my traffic. 38,000. What do you say to that mathematical argument? Forget about our political loyalties.
What is what? What did you say?
My traffic lights cost 38,000. Second, rough estimate says everyone will be mobilized to go there, and it will cost 100,000 to commission the lights. So let's forget our political affiliation. Here is a country that is so bankrupt at the moment, struggling with cash challenges, and we are saying that we are trying to develop infrastructure, and we are even looking at a $38,000 traffic light as a major infrastructure worthy of the first family coming to commissioning. And I'm saying, let's put aside those semantics of political party affiliation. The traffic light 38,000, and right now to commission them is going to be costing maybe 5 times more than the cost of the traffic light. How do you see
that? This is the campaign period, Mkoma, if you are not aware. So she was still going to cost anyway. Political
affiliation aside, let's just look at it from a pure economic point of the country struggling with the economy at the moment, and that's Namari. We're just saying, let's get our priorities right. Let's forget it in the Grace Mugabe. Just say another official is going there. Commissioner a $38,000 project by 5 times or more the cost. How do you see that?
Now, if it is any other person, then yes, that could be an expense. But if it is Grace Mugabe or even Tsangirai with political ambitions to go there and campaign as well, where he could possibly have gone, killing 2 babies one stone, it makes sense.
Chidoli does really be doing that.
Sorry?
Chidoli does be doing that. Commission £30,000 project by 5 times much more at commissioning. Should they be doing that?
It's a matter of personal opinion. They could or they may not.
Your personal
may or may not. Depend. Everything is contextual. It depends on the context. They may or may not, depending on who and for what purpose.
Okay.
Imi kana mchivotera munhu moyo, kana mchivotera munhu, mukamuti toda kuti uite look after our finances. Mompa 300,000, otora 38,000, ovaka chibhorani, otora the rest odaidza vanhu kuti yaiti mwedu tifupurudza chibhorani. How would you feel?
Akatora chi?
DJ Sodza ndingambopinda.
Okay.
Yes, akatora what? No, andina kuzwa question yase ku.
All right. Vamoyo, sorry guys. Vamoyo, we've got time. Tingaswerera muchingoti sorry. Mubvunzo uri kunzi mapapuhwa munhu 300,000 kuti vanhu vari kufa nenzara. Oti alright ndakuchererai chibhorani chemvura yekumwa chiri kuita 30,000. The rest yacho yoshandiswa kuya kuzopemberera chibhorani ichocho. Munonzwa sei?
No, kweba pamari akamboallocated pamari.
All right, let's move on. Mukoma Benford, what's your take on it, please, briefly?
Yes, ndanga kuti personally andina problem nokuti Grace ando commissioner ma traffic lights. But here is the problem. The biggest problem we have is our priorities as a country. Kana tichisvika pakuti traffic light inonzi development reward commissioning, I think it shows there's a big problem. Most likely Grace wacho had to fly by a helicopter because muroad yekubva kuHarare kuenda muChivhu macho there are too many potholes. So good I drive. So that shows a big problem in terms of our priorities as a country and what we need to do, because kamuwanzoenda patraffic light racho ipapo unozoona kuti aritomboteererwi because there's only Canaro road pokuti mota ndozvazokwanisa kupinda napo on both sides anyway. So it doesn't serve a purpose. Pandiri, it just shows that we are not getting our priorities as a country right.
Okay, thank you so much. Mukoma Tawanda, muri kusaidi kupi?
Ndikaenda kusaidi kwekupenga here naye DJ.
Kupenga ndekupi?
Well, vanounganidzirwa kupemberera robot. I'm telling you, there are some people who are laughing at us right now that we are here talking about someone, a first lady, going to commission a robot. I mean, it's a non-event. It's a disgrace, to all of us, to even be entertaining that. It's like celebrating mediocrity. That is what we have become as Zimbabweans. That we now see the little that the government does for us, is something very big. If electricity comes back, people celebrate. Our government is very good. And then we say our government is doing great things for us. That's exactly what is happening here. This is a non-event. Grace should not even be spending any money going there. I was talking to Muzukuru wangu right now, yakazara ma-CIO. Just for that event, the budget that is being given to the CIOs is equivalent to the money that was spent on that robot. So we shouldn't even be entertaining this, and we shouldn't even be doing this. It's a disgrace to us. It's a disgrace to the country. We can't celebrate a robot. This is not development. We should be talking about bigger things. Not a robot in Chivhu.
Not a robot. Okay. Mukoma Tishi, what do you want to say?
How true is this story?
It's very true.
Where are you getting it from? I've looked everywhere on the internet. There's no such official position, but speculation from people that are in the know in Chivhu. It sounds like it's an opposition false flag.
No. Ndakapura ndopoinini pachitotaurwa kunzi pari kuzoiswa robot.
Robot ririko. But zvekuti Grace ari kunorikomishina ishokwadi.
Ndo chaizvo zviri kutoitika izvozvi. Ndanditotaura nomunhu ari kwamuri ari kuita izvozvi. Achitaura kuti kuri kuenda kunoserebrata paweekend. Robot.
Oh,
we shall watch this space. We shall see Sekuru. Sally, what's your take on this? Uruside kwa moyo ere kana uti kwe majority.
I'm on Moyo's side. I mean, you know, it's the latest thing in the world. The world is being ruled, I mean, the free world, whatever it is, the superpower of the free world is being ruled by a ZANU-PF guy anyway. So, I mean, I might as well just join Moyo's side. Yeah, well done. Yo, I've got the first lady that is going to go and commission a robot in Chivhu. Where the hell is Chivhu? Yay! My Mugabe. Yee, what a clever woman.
Mr. Moyo must be the happiest man today. So much support.
That is something. Listen, if you can be proud of a 93-year-old man ruling your party and ruling your country, then, hey, my Mugabe going to Chivhu. Hang on a minute, you've got to find it. Is it on Google Maps? Does it even exist on Google Maps? Okay? Seriously, if this is, you see, I am a people person. I think of the people. So you think of the people by spending hundreds of thousands of money that there isn't in going to commission a robot in Chivhu. And you want to be proud of that? When a sure. Go to Trump land. Go and join the orange chimpanzee there in what's his name? That they call Trump, the orange orangutan. Because I'm telling you, it is an abuse of power. It's an abuse of people. It's abuse of the government. It's abuse of the money. It's just disgusting.
Sally, thank you. Thank you so much, Sally. I can see where you are going there. It is appalling in your words. All right, it would be wrong for me not to give you an opportunity to comment on this one.
I think it's a laughable issue, that one. But I just wanted to point to just comment on something that Sekuru said earlier on about the ZANU-PF's dirty tactics and so forth, and that we should ignore them. The reality of it, ZANU-PF becomes so dirty that you cannot ignore some of their dirty tactics. The worst example of that actually was the farm invasion. Remember when ZANU-PF was under pressure after it had lost the referendum in 2000 and was under pressure to regain power. That's when it started the land invasion. And they always were escalated during my election. And if people try to ignore them, that's when they send the thugs, Jambanja, beating up people and burning their houses to the point where you cannot ignore it. And that is part of ZANU-PF's dirty tactics. Once they start going down this dirty line of decampaigning somebody, they will be relentless to the point where people cannot ignore it. And that is the tragic reality of Zimbabwe.
Aiwa. Thank you so much, Mukoma Wilbert, for that. Anzi hapasipo here panoshandiswa matamatisi rotten eggs to show their disgust. But in Africa, seeing the first lady is a privilege awarded Nemupururu, Nema Zambia, Anefesi, Yamai na Baba Mugabe. This is an opportunity for them to go and do such. Ndine message ya Ndanke Ndanzi nditaure pano nokuruwe basa. If I can see it quickly, right? Yeah, I think I've seen it here now. Kwanziko Mangwana Mafaro Chete Promotions proudly present Mark Mgwazi and Njanja Express, talking about his latest album Gudo Muriwo on Gucci Pasina New Chick tomorrow Friday midday UK time. Make a date with DJ Mafaro there where he will be talking to him. In Zimbabwe, it has been a pleasure. But Ndadaro, Mkoma teach. Yes, Mkoma teach. You're in the UK yourself. Will you be voting on Thursday?
Yes.
Moriwama business. Are you the conservative hierarchy?
I'm actually naturally a conservative, but I'll be voting Labour.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right.
Hey, you must watch out. They'll come looking for you.
Mukoma Tichika, it's quite interesting actually. I mean, I was in Zimbabwe when these elections were called up, but looking at the polls at that time, I thought the Conservatives were just gonna wipe everyone. They were going to get like 80% of the vote. This is how they were belittling Labour and all other parties, and I think that's what gave them courage to actually call for election actually, so that they can actually wipe everything out. But it seems as if it's crumbling in their faces. I don't know, it might be well wrong, but it's getting very interesting, isn't it?
The point in Nkoma Sodza maybe I'm missing here is the Conservatives made a big blunder when they called for a referendum on the EU membership. Because David Cameron assumed since they had a landslide, they will also have another landslide. And this landslide that they were hoping for was that the people of Britain will vote to stay in the EU.
Yes.
Because that gamble means that if the vote went the way it did, Scotland will then have the right to declare that it wants to remain part of the EU. And they voted to remain part of the EU.
Yes.
So the union itself at the moment is at risk because of the Conservatives. The British people know this. And the union itself is now at risk because of the Conservatives taking reckless decisions. And right now, as it is, the people are turning against that, and they are now more better informed about Brexit than they were during the referendum. So this will be a rerun of Brexit vote. Because the victory of the Leave was so narrow to that of the Remain. You know how the swing vote in this country works. And if you look at the Lib Dems at the moment, they're on a resurgent path. So you know that Scotland is spoken for, given Nicola's position and their desire to stay in the Union. Where will the Conservatives get? The Conservatives are the only ones likely to lose seats in this election. They're the only ones.
Good.
It's Mukoma teacher. I was intrigued. I know, but when the chance in Babasa now crew Babasa, we shouldn't talk about it. I was intrigued, getting very interested in it, because what it is Theresa May was campaigning to stay in the EU and saying that EU chete tapara. But now she's campaigning kutanzi, we are somehow going to be in gold tapudamu EU. It's incredible.
This is political double speak. Theresa is a stayer 100%.
Yes.
Which means even in negotiations of Brexit will always be tempered. If anything, right now, this may sound ridiculous to some, the Conservatives will be happy to lose and let somebody handle the mess that they created.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the real reality that we have. You know?
Yeah.
If you look at this in London, London is very, very cosmopolitan. And people want it to remain cosmopolitan.
if everything happens to my elections, is there any chance that the UK might rejoin the EU?
No, the UK is still a member of the EU. What can happen is that its exit can be stopped.
Okay.
So it's not going to rejoin because it's still a member.
Okay. So, okay, it can be stopped. It can be reversed. Okay.
Yeah, it can be reversed.
Thank God for that.
Okay. Anyhow, thank you so much, Zimbabwe. It's 8 minutes after midnight here in the United Kingdom. It has been a pleasure, as always, to be here. And we shall see you again next Thursday, where the results of the general election here in the UK will be starting to filter in as we finish at midnight next week. But remember, Wapebe is going to be live as well with us. Wapebe, briefly, what will be happening next Thursday? Right, okay. No, Wapebe, anyhow. Anyhow, Wapebe is going to be giving us some feedback. I think we're going to Brussels, African Union or whatever. So he will give us an update of what would have been happening there. We'll give him 30 minutes to tell us what is happening there as well. That's next Thursday, so you don't want to miss it. Right, yeah, that's that. Please do take care of yourselves and your loved ones. We'll see you next Thursday.
Akuziriko kuguma ko upenyu namangwana chichanaka tinokanga mashiri shure kuna nawira shiri mberi tariro ndiko kutarira ramangwana.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this entertainment.
Now stop, Mr. Bell.
Achizi chiratidzo ita uri kuona atiziwope wakamuka mutuma newe mwana washe atiziwope uri kuona pane nyasha Mwari masunungurwa ndasi. Chizarira chasaruka vanokurinda vadzivisi havana simba, vanokurinda vadzivisi havana simba. Buda tiende iwe, buda tiende nasi, buda tiende iwe ande minyengetero yavanotenda ine simba, minyengetero yavanotenda ine simba. Achizi chiratidzo chizarira chazaruka atiziwope uri kuona waponeswa nasi iwewe. Zvingava zvainetsa zveupenyu zvakasunga, zvingava zvainetsa zveupenyu zvakasunga, kusungawo kuti nganganga, kusungawo kuti nganganga zvichinetsa. Kana vanotenda vana mata vachirevesa, netanisi inodambuka, varindi navadzivisi havana simba. Unoponeswa, unodzikirwa kana denga rada.
And jamming new music. Pop and jam. I know you dig this.
Warangarirwa na Jehova mwana washe, unoti ndiri kurota kana chiratidzo, unoti ndiri kurota. Kereke ngati namate kuna Mwari nasi, kereke ngati kumbire kuna Mwari nasi. Vanosunungura, vanonasa, vanosunungura, vanonasa, zvakaminama, vanonasa, Mwari wedu, vanoponesa, oh, Mwari wedu. paunoponeswa paunozikinurwa warangarirwa naJehovha mwana washe unoti ndiri kurota kana chiratidzo unoti ndiri kurota chazaruka chatambuka chizaira chazaruka vanokurinda havana simba vanokurinda vadzivisi havana simba buda tiende iwe buda tiende nhasi buda tiende iwe ande yavanotenda ine simba minyengetero yavanotenda ine simba achizi chiratidzo chisarira chazaruka achiziwope uri kuona waponeswa nhasi iwewe zvingava zvaimedza zvoupenyu zvakasunga zvingava zvaimedza zvoupenyu zvakasunga kusungawo kuti nganganga kusungawo kuti nganganga zvichinetsa kana vanotenda vana mata vachirevesa netanidzi inodambuka varindi navadzivisi havana simba unoponeswa unodzikinurwa kana denga rada paunozikinurwa warangarirwa naJehovha mwana washe unoti ndiri kurota kana chiratidzo unoti ndiri kurota kereke ngati namate kuna Mwari nasi kereke ngati kumbire kuna Mwari nasi.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this entertainment.
Stop messing about.
Mariwe vanoponesa oh Mwari wedu paunoponeswa paunozikinurwa warangarirwa naJehovha mwana washe unoti ndiri kurota kana chiratidzo unoti